was anxious to be found. You can always go home to the safety of your cloud. I turned around to let reveal you. What did
I, Brian,
take you, Ashley,
take you, Ashley,
to be my wedded wife.
to be my wedded wife.
I, Ashley, take you, Brian,
To be my wedded husband.
to be my wedded husband.
I heard about Wish Upon a Wedding when I was actually doing my own wedding search for a wedding planner. Nick and I wanted to get married and we wanted to do it quick, but we knew that we couldn't possibly handle it ourselves. Allie mentioned that there's this organization called Wish Upon a Wedding that we should look into. And Nick and I were like, no, it's not for us. We're not defined by the disease. Like, this is not what we want to do. And I remember sitting Nick down and being like, honey, I think we're going to get to do this. And he at first was resistant, and I told him, like, look, I don't know how Cayman's gonna go, and I don't know how any of this is gonna go, but I just want to be your wife. And I think, like, for one night, Nick felt like a normal man who was loving me. And for one night, I felt like a woman who's able to love her husband instead of someone who was just always wondering what was gonna happen next.
There are people out there who need us. Again, I don't care if they have the money or not. That's not the issue. The issue is that somebody has a terminal illness, and because of that, they need to have a wedding, and they need to have a wedding now.
One day last summer, we went on a whim, just started to look at engagement rings, and picked one out that we both liked very much. But it was just for fun, just to think about how it might happen someday.
And I really didn't have time to plan and do all the stuff that I had in my mind that I wanted to do, and I just thought with her going for her surgery that now's the time.
Volunteering for Wish Upon a Wedding was one of the most extraordinary, life-changing experiences I've ever had. It changed me, it changed my perspective on my own life. It changed my perspective on my job and the industry that I work in.
Our jobs really, we make people happy. And I think sometimes we forget that because we're so busy all the time.
Everything is about getting clients and keeping the business alive, keeping employees happy, you know, and there's a bigger picture of what we do that sometimes we lose sight of.
We have a talent. We're in the wedding industry. We create amazing days. It's like, let's all just pull together and create an amazing day. And
anytime that you multiply the amount of people and the amount of energy and the amount of spirit, and you focus it towards one thing, it's very, very powerful.
The reason I decided to become a part of Wish Upon a Wedding and start the chapter in Chicago was because I connected with the mission of the organization, and at that time that was it. It was a mission, and they'd granted one wish. And I immediately was drawn to the fact that people in the wedding industry, myself included, could take the connections that I had, the Chicago community that I knew so well, and make it something. So take what they did out in San Jose and bring it to Chicago and give it a Chicago spin and a Midwest spin. And I knew that this market especially, because I know all the caring people in this market, would completely be attracted to it and love it right away from the minute we introduced it.
The only thing that Allie said was she didn't have a venue for the wedding actually part. And of course we eat all the time at Giovan's, and he knew what was going on, and they said they'd do it.
What I found over the years is that we are in need of venues that are willing to take on our weddings for our couples and willing to work with a new event planner. And what it does is it allows them to be exposed to other event planners and photographers. At the end of the day, it's a big networking group working together to help someone's dream come true.
Every vendor that we've worked with, from the DJ to the venue, has been absolutely thrilled with the result.
We all have an actual talent that's bigger than planning weddings or playing music or videoing weddings. It's bigger than that. You can do something that makes a difference.
To grant a wish or to participate in some way will give you meaning, and you will be able to actually physically and spiritually see that meaning show up in the lives of the people who are getting the wishes.
It's not just cranking out another wedding. It's really building it around their whole experience, which we should be doing anyway. But in the Wish Upon a Wedding setting, it's even more important because we have the privilege to bring to a couple something that's really special.
I was in a stage of kind of like feeling bad about things in life, period, because life wasn't going the way I wanted to. So when Wish Upon a Wedding came and granted our wish, they gave me a feeling of hope.
It snowed for the first time that year on the day that Nick died. And every time it snows now, it's Nick, and he gets to fall on us, and it's amazing. And if it weren't for being a wish granter for Wish Upon a Wedding, I wouldn't get to have that emotion, and I wouldn't get to know these people.
I would say thank you to my wedding team, and if they ever wonder if this is worth their time or their energy or putting their hearts into, they should know that they've impacted my life and everyone who loved me and loved Nick in a way you can't explain. And I think more importantly, I'm not sure Nick would have survived as long as he did. He worked to get to our wedding, and he worked to be able to dance with me. We had a short marriage, it was 51 days, but marrying him was a huge turning point for us. It gave us the solidity that no matter what happened after that point, we would be together forever anyway.
I'd like to thank Wish Upon a Wedding for all they did. I'd like to thank the Wish granters.
I'm gonna tell you how I really feel about the Wish granters. I love you. Thank you very much. I love the Wish granters because you made a wish come true that I thought would never come true.
You belong in my soul.